Tony, 3-0 on the weekend. Did you set out and accomplish everything that you thought you could get out of the weekend?
I don't know. I think you always get a little greedy as far as getting guys at bats and utilizing guys, but I think, you also are looking to find out as much about your team before conference play rolls around, and we did that based off the competition we had to face, the circumstances we were in, and certainly the setting of playing in this big league ballpark in front of fans and media attention and things like that.
Tony, I guess the takeaway offensively in the first 2 days, Levi Clark made some really hard, hard contact. You look at the job that Gavin did. I mean, a lot of your newcomers really had good weekends for you here.
No, they did, and they got to see, what an SEC weekend will look like. I mean, Blaine Knight's one of the best pitchers ever in the SEC and one of my favorites, and we basically faced him. If anything, Bailey, I think, has a better mix at this point than Blaine did his freshman year. With all due respect, like I said, love Blaine, but it just kind of speaks to him and also the job Oklahoma State did, and we were able to get to a good arm from Rice. That kid's got a bright future too. So a little bit more familiar with what competition is going to look like down the road.
How valuable is it when Nate is going to give you what he gave you this weekend, being able to close out a game on Friday and do what he did today?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, obviously, Simo was incredible down the stretch. I mean, really the whole year too, but did some things. And Dryling got College World Series MVP. But if you're going to go, I think we played 75, 76 games last year, and get into an argument who was our most valuable player last year, you would have to give Sneed some votes. Or if you had 100 people, he would get some votes. And so would some other guys, which made it a great team. But similar to last year, he's a valuable Swiss Army knife for us. And a lot of it starts with him being willing to go into each week not knowing what he's going to do. And I think there's good communication from him and from us. But, especially yesterday before the game, he gives us a good idea what he's thinking, and we'll do the same from our end. So that's rare in this age.
What is going so well for the pitching staff as a whole through these first 11 games?
I mean, Frank is the easy answer. We talked the other day about, Franklin and Sneed are two guys that are poster boys for our portal recruiting, but just development as well. So we talked about their starter. Teagan, that was kind of fun. It reminded me of Dolander and Tidwell going at it. Two freshmen. They're both lean. Can't call them skinny, but both lean and both really good arms. So Coach Anderson and his staff are working with really good arms. But I also think some guys like Franklin, you guys are noticeably better and further along in their progress. And you'd like to think we just started March. So as we march towards May, you'd like to think those guys will continue to improve and get a little more familiar with different adversity and circumstances that can arise.
Arvidsson started 2 games, coming to the bullpen 2 games for you this year. What do you like about his stuff and how you kind of use him, and what did you think about him today?
Yeah, the swings. He's given up, I think, a couple homers, and even gave up one in that last scrimmage before we played. But they were all very similar, and they were decently or well-struck balls to be home runs, but it's not like guys were taking real comfortable swings and launching balls off them. So hitters don't look comfortable. We feel comfortable because he's big, he's strong, he's athletic, and he's got great stuff. He's still just a pup. He didn't pitch his freshman year. He redshirted, and then last year to junior college, he's, at San Jack, you're in kind of one of the biggest stages you can be JUCO-wise. But I think, like Marcus and some other examples, you'd like to think as the season goes on, he'll progress and continue to work to make improvements with Frank.
A couple more guys.
Why Teagan today, and maybe what you see and what's next for
He
him?
ain't scared. He wants the ball. And, we took him out because it would have been unfair to him to go out there for a third inning when he's only gone a 1-inning set at the most since January for us. But I wasn't looking at the radar gun. His stuff to me looked good. Obviously, a guy put a good swing on one. But he wants the ball in his hand, and that's evident. And he's pitched in big situations and has been successful. And I think it's because he's talented enough to be in that situation, but also he likes being in that competition. He's not scared.
Tony, is there anybody in particular this weekend that, maybe they did something that you're kind of like, I'm not sure I was expecting that. Is there any singular performance that kind of stands out to you?
I think Jay was used to throwing that ball from short to first, and it was a little longer throw today, but that was a pretty awesome throw. Not more just getting guys out there. I don't think anyone did anything that we weren't expecting. It's just great to have Dylan Loy back in the mix, and to get Combs in a situation where it's a big stadium and a clearly a regional, super regional, maybe Omaha team, and the same goes for Stone Lawless, who redshirted last year, having to catch an entire game and do a good job in this. So more just getting those guys out there. Pretty blessed to have Ron Polk standing right here, right next to us. Let him.
I want to say congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
Appreciate you. When they,
We don't play it this year.
I know. Well, it's goofy. We need divisions back. When are they going to let you write the rules for college baseball?
We're gonna get him started now.
NCAA stands for no clue about anything.
Well, I think they'd let you write it, but you made too many people mad. But you made a lot of Bulldog fans happy.
Now we'll get Tony's take on the NCAA.
My take is the NCAA tournament should have Tennessee as a #1 seed in the basketball tournament. So that was pretty.
We just found it seemed like he's been seeing the ball well, and then was finally able to get one into the seats there.
Just not trying to do too much. I mean, you come into a new setting and you want to prove you belong and you want to make an impact, and then, you also want to win. I think he wanted to win, as much as possible when the conversation started this summer. That was kind of a big theme for him. So you want all these things, and with that want to, with Peebles and him and Bargo, you've seen a little bit of try too hard, but also guys know what he's capable of doing. So if I'm not mistaken, he leads our team in walks. So sometimes you get a pitcher out there who'll give up more hits than the other team, but wins the game because he's filling up the zone. And then you also might look up and we only got 5 hits, but we're well ahead of the other team because they haven't been throwing strikes. So it's all kind of a part of the game, and those numbers will work itself out as long as there's good at bats. And when he doesn't have ants in his pants in there in the box and realizes how afraid we were and other teams are when he's in the box and has that sense of calm, you're going to see more balls like today. But he also, we had some balls struck yesterday that would have been well out of our park or a few others.